today's conversation will be roots to reasoning. मेरा बेटा अभी 13 साल का होने वाला है.
Okay.
And I've already started getting nightmares.
I think every parent goes through what you're going right now. The transition from preteens to teenage, it's very different and very unexpected. No matter what you go through, I always thought that I'm equipped, but you don't know what kind of challenges are going to be there.
Namaste. Welcome to The Art of Educating. Today we have some interesting conversation with a very lovely parent. This parent is an accomplished professional and also a very invested, friendly parent. Namaste, ma'am.
Namaste.
We have here is Mrs. Khushi Ghai. She's an entrepreneur. Welcome to our podcast, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
And today's conversation will be roots to reasoning.
Great.
Little puzzled what I'm going to ask you.
Well, I'm sure it's about, the transition from preteens to teenage, right?
Very close. Because let me tell you, मेरा बेटा अभी 13 साल का होने वाला है.
Okay.
And I've already started getting nightmares.
Oh.
And you have two lovely teenage daughters, which I have witnessed that they are really sweet, kind humans.
Thanks so much.
So, as a parent, today I'm no educator over here. As a parent, I have few questions that I want to ask you or just interact with you, how you have faced your challenges, or is it okay that I'm not having this panic attacks for no reason?
True.
Just let me know and help me out with it.
Great. I think every parent goes through what you're going right now. The preteens, the transition from preteens to teenage, it's very different and very unexpected. Well, no matter how many books you read, no matter how much coaching you do, no matter what you go through, I always thought that I'm equipped. I thought I'm well prepared, but you don't know what kind of challenges are going to be there. And the more you keep it simple, it is going to work.
So true, because मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है that I have exchanged my son to someone else. Suddenly, like from past 2 months, I'm experiencing that. And during this experience, I'm, as a parent, I am little worried about one thing is my child going to hold on to the values that I'm giving him? And is he going to forget or, drift apart from it? And as an educator, also, like we plan so many things, we know what we are going to do. But as a parent, I don't have a lesson plan.
Okay.
As a parent, there is no manual for how to handle my child when he's, transitioning, when he's drifting little bit on what you have already taught him.
Correct.
So
When my older daughter turned a teenager, not even a teenager, a similar age like yours, obviously, I thought I'll read a lot and I read a lot of books and I thought, I've studied child psychology, so it's not going to be that difficult for me. But every child has different, the way they deal with their teenage, and no matter how equipped you are, you don't know what kind of challenges are going to come up. And all of a sudden, the child turns into a different individual. It's somebody you cannot relate to or can connect to. But all you have to do is just pause, take a breather, tell yourself it's a phase. Okay, bring it on. Just tell your child, okay, let's have fun. Whatever the situation is, you are going to, I'm sure you have nightmares. I think every parent goes through that. That the moment the child turns 12 or something, and then, your child who was very obedient, all of a sudden you see that is not listening to you or not paying attention to what you're saying or being disrespectful. So I think it's a phase, So it's very important you tell yourself that, okay, it's a phase, it's a transition that is happening, and let's take it from there,
Khushi ji, what my experiences are making me understand is teaching values to our kids is not an option, the only option. Like teaching it at home is not the only option for us now. As working parent, most of the time you are at work, kids are at school, and we get little time with our own kids.
True.
So teaching values at home is not the only option right now. So what kind of school you choose, what kind of peers they have, what kind of educators they have, it's like part of parenting now.
Absolutely. So, well, I feel, first of all, right from the beginning, you have to inculcate right values. You have to spend quality time where you always ensure that you're giving the right values from the beginning. I think that is non-negotiable. No matter how busy you are, it should not be an excuse. You have to spend time with your children and give them the right values. Well, and school plays a very, very important role. And that's why I chose Sunshine, because I knew, the moment I go to school, I also speak to the educators, the approach, the environment, everything matters a lot. So giving a holistic environment and space for children to grow, to make mistakes, it is very important. So that's what I loved about Sunshine, that the parents, even teachers are like, I literally tell them that that's your second home and your educators are your, substitute parents. And that's how I look at it. So definitely it plays a very, very important role. They spend a lot of time at school.
Yes.
So it is.
And, our kids are from a generation where they need reasoning. That's why I've named our podcast today Roots to Reasoning.
Right.
Is because we were from that time where we were told things and we used to just do.
Correct.
But our kids need a why and how.
Yes.
Like, why am I supposed to do this?
True.
And if you expect me to do this, then let me know how am I supposed to do this.
True.
They will, reason out things. If they feel it is right, they will do it wholeheartedly.
Correct.
So I feel it's very important for them to understand what is right.
Yes.
And that's where the values play a major role.
So for that, from the beginning, I always had I come from a Brahmin family where we had a lot of rituals, but I always wanted to know, why am I doing what I'm doing? So I always went up to my grandmom and I told her that, if you tell me कि आप ये पूरी श्रद्धा से करो, but that dedication is not coming, that sincerity is not coming, because I don't know what I'm doing and why I'm doing it until and unless you tell me. So I was explained the rituals. So I did the same thing with my daughters. I tell them that the reason, how scientific our religion is, why I'm doing, now I know. So that makes me do it with all heart. So you have to be an informed parent. And now you have a challenge of ensuring that you know what you're saying, what you're doing, and why you're doing. You can't just tell a child like our, parents will just say, because I said so. That doesn't work anymore. You have to tell your child why you want your child to do what you want to do. So it is also very helpful as a parent, because when I have to have a conversation, I will ensure that I know what I'm saying. I have to know why I'm saying what I'm saying to my child.
Absolutely right. Because I just remembered one incident with my son. हम नाखून शाम को नहीं काटते, right?
हाँ जी.
तो हमें बोला गया था चोर आते हैं.
Yes.
घर में चोर आते हैं.
True.
And when my child was, I think, 4 or 5, I was stopping him from cutting his nails because he has just learned how to cut his own nails.
Right.
He was very excited. Mama, my nails are grown, I'm cutting. No, Shamu bhi katte nahi hai.
True.
Then he's like, why? I was blank.
Correct.
Because I just knew nahi katte. Of course, I knew a logical reason that you should not cut nails in the dark. But it did not prompt, because you are conditioned in such a way कि चोर आते हैं. The first reaction was, नहीं बेटा चोर आते हैं.
Yes.
And he laughed back at me. Mama, you don't know anything he's saying.
True.
It's dark at night. That's why you should not cut. And my 4-year-old telling me what I already knew.
Yes.
But I told him what I was conditioned to say.
Absolutely.
Wait, I said, yes, beta, you're absolutely right.
Correct.
Mama was just joking. No chores will come.
Yes.
So sometimes we are conditioned in a way.
True.
Till now, we do see those things how we were conditioned.
Exactly.
We know we have done the reasoning, we have done the justification, we have done the evolution, we have evolved, we have, changed so many things, we have adapted. But till now, we do say what we are conditioned.
Yes.
So now conditioning our kids become a very important part of our parenting.
Yes. So I've always been a very curious learner myself, and I always like to read a lot. So I love to read about what is cosmic energy, what is, quantum physics, and why, and beyond that. And I always tell my girls that when you have a question, just don't, like for example, during my pregnancy, a lot of women told me conflicting things. One person would say have naril pani, the other one would tell me don't have naril pani. One person will say ye khao, the other person will tell me. So it was so confusing that I thought the best thing is to do, have informed whatever information you are passing on. Educate yourself first on what it is, why it is, the scientific reasoning, or the at least I should know the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. So that definitely helped a lot.
You know what you are saying? I've seen that with our learners. Sometimes when we do activities in the class, engagements in the class, they have the system of researching things.
Yes.
And this research habit is adapted in everything.
Wow.
So it's like I feel sometimes, wow,
Yes.
what we learned at maybe in our 30s,
Yes.
in our late 20s, these kids, not even 10 or 9,
Yes.
they're already doing it.
Correct.
And that's what, one of the major change I felt when I came to Sunshine, because you are attached to Sunshine for quite long time.
That's correct.
I am the, recent, recent joinee to the family.
Correct.
One thing I noticed is when I go in my building, अंकल आंटीज मिलते हैं, मैं सबको नमस्ते करती हूँ झुक के. वाओ. एंड सारे बच्चे दौड़ के मेरे पास आते हैं, जैसे आंटी हाय, एंड they'll hug me and I'll say hi. And this was a ritual for many years. This is happening. I am like I'm their Santa Claus. मैं बच्चों के साथ मजे करती हूँ. That's why हमेशा ऐसे ही बोल रहा है.
Yes.
सनशाइन ज्वाइन करने के बाद मुझे वो नमस्ते का इम्पोर्टेंस बहुत समझ आया.
करेक्ट.
कि मैंने नमस्ते सीखा है.
हाँ जी.
मैं अभी भी नमस्ते अपने बड़ों को करती हूँ. बट मी बीइंग द सेंटर हु नीडेड टू पास ऑन दैट थिंग,
यस,
मैं अपने बच्चों अपनों से छोटों के साथ दोस्ती के चक्कर में आई एम जस्ट अडेप्टिंग टू व्हाट द वर्ल्ड इज सीइंग और व्हाट इज ट्रेंडिंग एंड व्हाट इज गोइंग अराउंड इन द सोशल मीडिया एंड डूइंग यू समटाइम व्हाट्सएप and I'm just, and then I just consciously made a decision that no, I'll still say namaste to those young kids also.
True.
Now when I go, they say namaste auntie.
Yes.
And I feel so good. Okay, one simple change, because come on, we are Indians.
Yes.
हमने किया है, हमें अभी भी अच्छा लगता है हमारे बड़ों को नमस्ते करने के लिए, बट हम हमारे बच्चों को नमस्ते करना नहीं सिखा रहे.
Correct.
एंड वो चीज़ मुझे सनशाइन में आके बहुत मतलब it was learning for life.
Absolutely. Even we as parents, had adapted to hi, hello. But when I came here, when I came for admission and everybody in the administration was saying namaste, ma'am, I was so glad. I was like, this is the school. I don't have to look beyond, because I would ask a lot of questions. I would see the environment, how hygienic the food is and what kind of educators are there. And everything was so, so important for me. But, that was a game changer. Just that namaste said, okay, so they have adapted our Indian culture, and I'm so glad about that. So definitely, and there's a whole science behind that, if you know. See, when there are these points which are so important, तो जब आप ऐसे करते हो, तो वो आप touch करते हो, it has a scientific reason to that, which is, the blood circulation gets better, something like that. My grandmom had told me when I was little that आप ये जब करते हो नमस्ते, क्यों करते हो? Because I would ask questions, she would always answer me. So
yes, and
it is very important.
This is very scientific.
Yes.
I have a very spiritual understanding of saying namaste also, because जैसे हम बोलते हैं कि हम झुक के नमस्ते करते हैं.
हाँ जी, gratitude.
तो we are open minded. We don't judge that person. We don't analyze that person and then do namaste standing or bending.
True.
We just showcase that, okay,
हाँ जी,
बोलिए. There itself, it is a conversation starter. There itself, your attitude changes.
Absolutely.
The approach to many things changes right at that one action.
Yes.
So वो हम हमारे बच्चों के पास सिखाना, and that I'm like, wherever I go ahead or wherever I travel, I'll be very thankful to Sunshine for that huge change in my life is namaste.
Absolutely. Same here.
One more thing, as a parent, I don't know, I think we are on the same page. The most important thing that we want as a parent is our child to have a safe space.
Absolutely. Very important. That is the top priority for us as parents.
Yes. And the safe space definition changes
Yes.
from parent to student.
True. True.
Our reasons might be very logistic based,
Yes.
and a kid's safe space is very emotional based.
True.
So where kid feels safe to express,
Correct.
has freedom
True.
over fear, which is one of the strongest philosophy of Sunshine,
Yes.
where he's not competing with anyone.
Yes.
He's building on his own competence.
True. So because when you compete, the child is constantly into fight or flight mode, that I have to be better at maths. This guy is doing better than me. This person is doing better than me in sports. And what is my parents going to think about it? Or, oh my God, my second eye. So the constant stress that a child goes through is not required.
Correct.
At this age, this is not required. Trust me.
Yes.
I'm very glad that we don't have that.
Yes. And like it has, changed so many aspects for me. Like my approach to life has changed so much. I don't know, like so many times educators don't get to share their small stories with the parents.
Correct.
I would like to share a small story, an incident that happened in one of my class. When I had joined Sunshine, maybe the first month or the second one, I went into a classroom, and we are an inclusive school.
Correct.
So we don't label children. So
Right.
we don't know who is a special child or who is a smile child.
Right.
So I was doing one of the engagement, and one child was taking little time, and I was waiting. And I was encouraging the child. Okay, beta, you can see it. One student, one learner from my class just got up. Ma'am, wait. He just went to that child. He said something to that child. Suddenly, I saw a smile on that learner, and he did that activity or engagement like this.
Wow.
And I was like, what happened? Something happened over here.
Correct.
And after my class, I just called that other child who just said, ma'am, 1 minute. And please, this class is a upper KG class.
Oh my God, that's lovely. That's brilliant.
And I asked, beta, what did you say to that child?
Yes.
Ma'am, he wanted something to be explained in a different way. I said, what different way? I should learn, no? Ma'am, you will learn. Don't worry, I will teach you.
How sweet. That's lovely. To give that child the confidence that yes, you are not just learning, you can also teach. That itself speaks volume about the school.
Correct. And that day, that child taught me that my learner needed a separate instruction to be given to him. I was giving him, but I was not delivering it.
Right.
Maybe I would have reached that after understanding the child after 10 minutes.
Correct.
But the empathy that our learner showed,
Exactly.
it moved me, and it's going to stay with me forever. And I give this example to my other classes.
Right.
Because this innocence, sometimes little get drifted when I told you, when they move to teenage.
Absolutely.
But the values will always stay. In Sunshine,
Phase, I think your child is going to be
Yes.
back to who you've, taught him to be. He will be there. It's just matter of few years.
being in an inclusive environment, I feel that's the best way to teach a child about empathy, about
Yes.
kindness.
Yes. That is true.
Like, you don't have to give bhashan to teach them, right?
Yes. See, that's what I like about this school. Even my younger daughter, Sunhair, who, when she was in 8th grade, she was given opportunity to teach younger children dance. I was so glad that you have been given responsibility. So she would go to their class, pick them up all, choreograph dance, teach them, and then she had responsibility of dropping them to the class. And these little things make you more responsible, make you realize that, okay, there's somebody younger, they need attention. You have to be very careful when you're dealing with little children, what you say, how you say things, they are more sensitive. So when she would come back home and tell me her experience that, Mama, this child, she can cry, if you say something up, thoda bhi jor se. I said, exactly. So you understand that there's so much your educators, the kind of energy they put in, and there are so many different children. So, you also have to be sensitive towards your educators who's putting in so much more energy to be there. and teach your children, teach the learners, right? So that was brilliant. I really loved that.
Totally agreed. Like that teaches us, because the learners do come back to us and they say, "Ma'am, what a great job you do. How do you do?" The way, the same way you did. We also learned the same way.
Yes.
But it is the best way to have a holistic approach.
Correct. Yes.
Because books do not teach you everything.
Yes. When you go to the big world, things are very different than what you have been taught. Absolutely.
And when we are talking about inclusivity, when we are talking about kindness, when we are talking about empathy, books will give you definition. But they will not teach you how to be empathetic.
Yes.
And being around a holistic learning gives you an opportunity to have all these values and less burden on the parent to drill those values in your child.
Absolutely true.
Because when they learn how to be kind in their school, it's an easy job at home.
True. I agree. Definitely. It is very important. Empathy, I think, is very, very important. If the child it doesn't have empathy, then what kind of human are we raising? You know, this is what makes you a different. This is what is humanity all about, empathy. That's what I tell my kids. So even when you see, like when they were little, I would tell them, just look at that dog. She's shivering. It is cold. She doesn't have a shelter. She doesn't have a room. She doesn't have, she can't just take a blanket and say that, oh, I'm feeling cold. Today I can't go to school. I can't do this. They don't have choice. You have. So these little things are so important. And the amount of, values that are inculcated in Sunshine, it's just brilliant. It definitely makes my job easier to keep reminding them that these things you have to remember. Because every day, every time they come up with some beautiful story from school, how they've taken care of something and how they've been taken care of, and how teacher, she was fasting and she hardly had a packet of chips and the child ate and she was feeling so bad for her teacher. So these little things shows that the values that are inculcated.
Yes.
How everybody sit together and eat. This is brilliant.
Because Sunshine's philosophy is built around values.
Absolutely.
And that's what we want our kids to have, because technology will keep evolving, will keep changing. And what we want as parents is to make our kids understand that values is what is going to stay with you.
Yes. How you make a person feel matters a lot. When we were growing up, we did not have the privilege of, like once I just told my teacher that I'm so respectful, but you're not. Where I was being punished for saying something like that, but you are not making me feel good about who I am. But I do that every single day, no matter what. But here, the kind of approach the educator has is so different. They are there to listen to you, to understand you. They go that extra mile every single time I see they are concerned about my children. They're always there. It's so brilliant. And I sometimes envy my girls, for having such a brilliant environment. Trust me.
That's a wonderful thing to say, ma'am. Thank you so much. And on this note, I think we have touched our roots to reasoning, because our kids are the ones who need reasoning, and we are the ones who want to hold on to our roots. And as parents, we all are doing amazing jobs, just helping each other out. And it takes a village to raise a child. So the school also becomes a village.
Yes, absolutely. And definitely Sunshine is that place. I can so surely say that.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for having me.